Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of most appropriate ages for Magic the Gathering content, welcome to Friday Morning Magic, the most fun I have on this channel every week. And what a Friday we have this morning. Oh my god, everything is happening in the entire Lord of the Rings universe. Shout out to the chatters that we've had so far. Grasshopper, Devin, JC, Tom, all the way from the Netherlands. Good morning, everyone. As you can tell, I am hyped. I have a lot of energy for this stream today. We have a bunch of Lord of the Rings news to talk about. Mauka 30. Good morning from Chicago. Listen, Chicagoland area represent right here. My Cubs hat's not down here. I am from the Chicagoland area. So good morning. We have a lot to talk about. We have Lord of the Rings craziness going on, and I have an update on some of the collection buying we've been doing on this stream. I want to show to you guys, and something I'm extremely psyched to see in a binder. What's cracking? What's cracking? Keith Foster, LGS owner, good morning. Keith Foster, that is the most James Bond name I've ever seen on YouTube. Strider with the good morning. Rob Boomsma. Oh my gosh, like listen, this is why I stink at box opening channels and box opening content. I am not great with name. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Let me know how you're doing this morning, and most importantly, as we do every single morning on Friday Morning Magic, how we start our morning, we say, cheers, a little coffee cheers. I got my wife, my daughter, and our dog and I, we all went and we got some coffee this morning, and I'm going to give you guys, as we do, we start most Friday Morning Magics with a little life story time. I got the coffee at Starbucks, and I will tell you, and I do it every Friday, and we talk about it quite a bit, and we have a Starbucks in our neighborhood, and that's a wonderful family activity that we like to partake in. We like to walk to the Starbucks, and I know, the less Starbucks I buy, the more magic I could buy, but like, listen, I guess life's a balance, and I got to keep everyone in my household happy, and I love it. I love getting out and just having fun with the family and going somewhere. I think it's a lot of fun, but they rip you off on the coffee. They rip you off on the coffee. It is so expensive. The coffee from Starbucks is ridiculous, but a little hack. I get the cold brew and something, and sometimes I get it black. On Fridays, I like to put a little heavy whipping cream, a little sugar-free sweetener in there. But then you get 2 refills, because then you get 3 coffees for that ridiculous price, and you dollar cost average yourself down to a regular priced coffee. The problem is you have more energy than you ever know what to do with. I am here. I have a sweatshirt that I got spit up on this morning. I am in desperate need. Here, hold on. I'm in desperate need of a haircut. And so, like most adults that desperately need a haircut and have a 9-to-5, run a YouTube channel, have a family, and engage with Magic the Gathering that never sleeps, I'm just going to wear a hat for a couple days before I'm able to get a haircut. So that's just what's gonna happen. So we have tons to break down and talk about today. I am so glad you guys have taken the time to join me on this fine morning. You guys are popping off in the chat. Strider Rob, welcome again. Oh, Rob, thanks. I got it right. Let's go. Ornatier, coffee, it's Friday, get a whiskey. I got a 9-to-5 I gotta get to after this, my friend. I would love to. Not in the cards room. Michael, good morning. I am not going to eat any cardboard this morning. There will be no cardboard consumption. However, there will be cardboard conversations, and we have lots of them to discuss. We have so much to discuss. I got my favorite YouTube comment this week, and I think, Oren, it was from you. Someone pointed out I shake my head so much that my eyebrows came off. Like, listen, this is just who I am. I'm not a fuzzy individual. I'm not a hairy guy. I don't. The density of hair is all on my head. That's it. I don't have hairy arms, I don't have hairy legs, I don't have bushy eyebrows. I got none of it. But listen, yeah, in the cardboard world, I'm still a cutie. Like, I got that going on. But let's get into the getting into. We know that Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth dropped this week, and it has been a wild ride up to this point. And we have everybody on social media freaking out. Everyone's freaking out right now, because the prices are changing, which, spoiler alert, it's Magic the Gathering. This is how it works. But as we break into this, as we look at some of this information, and let me know if we need to mess with audio levels as we get the stream started, as we kick off on the right foot, if we need to make any changes, make sure you let me know in the comment section. But as we kick all of this off and get started, everyone is mentioning that, hey, you said this set was great. Why are prices falling? Because it's a Magic the Gathering set. So let's dig into Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth, and let's take a look at some of these prices. I have a couple cards in mind that I'd like to take a look at and point out to you guys. And as we pull this up, I have a poll that I want to get to you guys. Let us stop the last poll. And listen, one of you guys who don't like the stream but are willing to click it anyway, shout out to you for clicking that like button. If you're here, if you're new, make sure you click the like button. It's how we help grow the stream to a wider community. But I got a poll for you guys. I want to know, are the falling prices freaking you out? I want to know, how do you feel? Are the falling prices making you nervous? Are you not liking it? Oh, I don't want this option. I don't want this option. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the poll is out to you as we dig into some of these prices. So on trusty old TCG Player, place where we can very easily check and track the value of cards. And as you know, I use this to check and track the value of sealed product. So let's reshape this a little bit. Let's kind of get this. Oh, I recorded a fab video for the other channel the other day. I still have the Uzuri background. That's right. We're living in the Uzuri background world today, ladies and gentlemen. That's the life we're going to live. We're missing out on the Black Lotus. We're going to live in the Uzuri background for the day. But let's take a look at some of these prices. Notably, the One Ring at one point was down to $19 for the regular copy. Here's the deal on the One Ring, in my opinion. The One Ring, highly playable card, popular streamers for modern and multiple formats. And yes, obviously Commander are loving the value of this card. It's turn 4, give yourself a protection, allow you to untap with this tool, most likely. But the One Ring was extremely expensive. If you head on over after this live stream to May the Zoo Be With You, the podcast you can find me on every Friday over at Kitchen Table TCG, shout out to the homie Louie, you'll note that we said it's crazy. The full art One Ring was like $37 and it comes in every bundle. So you could buy a regular bundle and just get a wild amount of value just from the One Ring. We could have anticipated this coming down, and here it is, but it has seen a bit of resurgence. This is an extremely playable card, and actually a quote from the Modern Brewer and Pro Tour player, now aspiring Spike, was, "This is one of the most broken Magic cards we have seen in Modern since Modern Horizons 2. So the One Ring seeing a bit of a rebound here, and wow, if you want to go TCG player direct, you've got to pony up $36 for the regular version of the One Ring. I do like how the art on this card gets progressively cooler. I think that's a little neat little twist there. So there are some listings you can find smaller. You guys know, as if you follow the channel, if you subscribe to the channel, you know when I make community posts, I pride myself on getting free shipping on TCG Player, so I'm never paying for anything but cards when I buy them from there, when I can't go to my local game store and pick up the singles that I want. So this is, I don't know, this price is crazy. If we want a foil one, listen, the foil multiplier in Magic, let's just call it what it is. It's not what it used to be. The foil multiplier in Magic is just not wild. In order to say that these prices are going so much lower, and Tom says my singles will come in today, you're excited. That is awesome. Listen, the Commander singles in this set, Tom, are awesome. It sounds like you've got a great plan for your build. Good luck to you. Yes, MavTech7 agreed. We expect these prices to drop every time, but it's still noteworthy to talk about, and most people do engage with this and have a little bit of freak out. Vlad, if this is how much of it's dropped by one day, imagine how much singles will be in a month. 100%. There's actually a video on this channel and something we'll discuss today about how much this product will be printed. We've mentioned Modern Horizons 2 in this stream one time so far. It's going to be a theme. Savannah Lions, glad you kept your pre-orders though. Listen, you guys are taking this in the incorrect direction. This is not a doom and gloom scenario. This was expected behavior. This is not saying the set is not something great. This is expected behavior. A big note here is Orcish Bowmasters. This card for the regular version, I believe, shout out, I doubt he's in chat, it's early in the morning, and he works a very hard job that works him a lot of days. So Jim Williams, a very good friend and local player, cracked an Orcish Bowmasters. He's like, I can't believe this thing, he pointed out, is like $60. Like, yes, we expected cards like this to drop. They're not crazy special treatment. This is down to $20. So I don't know if any of them actually sold at $60. Let's check the sold listings and see if we can find. Or maybe it was the special version. I don't want to misquote somebody. It might have been the special version. But this card still being $20, I think is a good sign for the regular version. Let's check the special version. Let's see if that's what. Okay. So yeah, there was some craziness here with this card. Oh my gosh, look at this card just sell today. Look at this. This is listen, people were just waiting. You guys out there were just sitting at your keyboards. This is all today. It's 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. You guys were all sitting at your keyboards just saying, hey, I'm just waiting to smash this buy button. Look at this. Look at this. It's still going. What is going on? Okay. Now we're into the 22nd. That's crazy. Here we go. 52, 40. A day ago. That's crazy. That is wild. 342 listings, yes, will bring the cost of this down for sure, Savannah Line. But listen, it's Magic the Gathering, and this is the widest reaching set probably in the game's history. I believe that we are going to see some awesome value, and we're going to look back on this fondly in the future. And Wizards better be able to reprint this thing. They better be able to reprint this thing. All right, let's take a look at a couple more singles that we're checking out today. This card, wow. The Surge foil is out of stock. Surge foils in this set, extremely rare. Extremely rare. Definitely worth noting that Surge foils do seem to be rare, and they do seem to be hitting with the community. Now, I am a big fan of, and if you can see that, the Halo foils. I like that, but the Surge foil is a beautiful treatment, and I think we're going to see these do well. It's just weird to see this card not available. No listings, huh? All right. Very, very wild, very wild. Bilbo's Ring, this card being expensive, I'll admit, this has got to be a commander strategy that I don't understand, because this card being this expensive is something I don't understand. If you understand this, let me know in the comment section below. I get that it's an equip halfling for cheap. It's a card advantage engine. I understand that, but at the end of the day, it's like it's still just a legendary artifact that has to equip. Like, okay, I know commander. It's gonna equip probably to a halfling. It'll be a halfling deck, but this is weird to me. This one's weird to me. Bilbo's Ring at that price, I will openly admit, that one's goofy to me. Let's keep digging. Let's keep digging. Where's the Nazgul? We are on the hunt. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on the hunt for the Nazgul. We are on the hunt for the Nazgul. Vlad saying that that ring, not the ring, that ring is overpriced. Vlad, I don't inherently disagree with you. I will openly admit that for sure. Oh, here we go. I just said we'll hunt for the Nazgul. It's right in front of my face. All right, hold on. Okay, fantastic. This is another card, Delighted Halfling. Like, here we start to see things that if you look at the commander format and you consider, the most popular way to play Magic the Gathering, this is most of the time just strictly an upgrade from most of what we deal with when it comes to things like commander. This is just a strictly better version of something when you think commander. Other than that, like, is it $12 worth? I mean, again, that is the foil, but we've seen, like, look, Magic doesn't really have a foil multiplier because of the collector product. Is it $12 worth of an upgrade, or can you just get by with a Llanowar Elves? Like, it's not 1/2, it doesn't produce any color, but, like, And Grasshopper saying he got 4 Delighted Halflings might see play in Modern. It might. Like, if you could find some Legends Matter scenario in Modern, yes, it does. But most ramp pays off with things like Karn, or runs things like Nykthos. So I don't really think we're in that world, in my opinion. But I am not the Modern brewer that I once was. I don't follow the format and get knee deep into the trenches of finding out what's going to be good. So in all fairness, I could be way off on that one. I think there's a lot of flavor cards in here. The Nazgul that was right in front of my face, we are seeing come down in price, and this is fair. Look, this is an uncommon card that can be opened in every single box. There's no way this is holding in price, and that's okay, right? Like, it shouldn't. I don't think so. Unless everybody in the entire known universe is collecting playsets of Nazgul, I can't imagine this holds. What do you think? Do you think it holds? I don't think it holds. Let's take a look. There are a ton of listings. I mean, we see here 179 listings of the Nazgul. Notably, only 179 listings of the Nazgul compared to some of the other cards we've seen. The Nazgul, people are opening their Nazgul and saying, I think I'm holding on to these one. I believe there's 9 of the Nazgul. Correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. I think there is 9. So we got to collect all of those. Now, this page is going to be full of Nazgul. I wonder, do we know? Hey, who knows this? Are some Nazgul more rare than others? Who knows that? Who knows the answer to that question? That's the question I'd like to ask. I'm going to turn my volume up here a little bit just to check my levels. You guys were supposed to be on top of this with the stream volume. You guys are supposed to let me know if the volume is low, if the volume is high. I think some of the Nazgul are more pullable. I think so, Strider. I think it's 9 men doomed to die. I will make it clear. I'm not the biggest Lord of the Rings lore person. Moving on. This would have been a much better card image for my video that went out yesterday where I predict the future of Lord of the Rings, and I had a crystal ball. Would have been much more on theme to use this image. Whoops, sorry. I'd like to apologize to each and every one of you for missing that. I think that card might be a little bit overpriced. But here we start to get into some of the theme, and this is what we expected to see. Your Aragorns, your thematic cards that are your full arts, the non-foils are going to come down, and even the foils. I think cards like this that you're buying just on theme or for, you know, kind of a niche commander, we've always expected these to come down. They're not really part of a scene. It's shown in the past that Wizards of the Coast doesn't do great when the whole idea behind a set is, oh, the full art borderless cards are expensive. Like, that's the thing, right? That does not something that lends itself well to Magic the Gathering, so I just can't imagine that these maintain any kind of value in price. I opened, shout out to my buddy Dennis, who was on Whatnot and opened me a Tom Bombadil, and it was worth like nothing. I was like, oh, sad. All right, which game? Now we're getting into some reasonable card prices. The rest, I believe that makes all 9 now. No, I think there might be 1 or 2 more. There might be 1 more, 2 more. There might be 2 more. 1 more right there. That the rest of the Nazgul starts to round out here. The Smog token. This is okay. So this is why collecting data and stuff like this is tough, especially when you look at singles. Like, this is clearly an outlier, right? Like, this is not a thing. This is going to be open. Oh, it's got to be Smog and food. The Smog food. Looking. Dawn of a New Age is an interesting card. Shout out to the Game Nights. I watched that episode of Lord of the Rings Game Nights, and seeing this card played, it just doesn't seem like it gets you enough value. It's like a card a turn and then full life, and if you are, I don't know. I don't think it's good enough. My train of thought ends there with I don't think it does enough. We got Frodo. I'm not even gonna try. That's what we call that card, is there's no chance I'm even trying. So this is expected behavior, in my opinion. We knew this was coming. And listen, TCG Player, wow, did TCG Player just crash because there's so many people trying to buy Lord of the Rings singles right now? Did TCG Player just crash live on stream because all of you guys are out there buying Lord of the Rings singles? Listen, I'm trying to have a live stream this morning. I'm trying to have some fun, trying to enjoy myself. If you guys don't stop buying cards, the thing's going to keep crashing. And then we have nothing to talk about. We just have to talk about my sales data, and then we just have to talk about my day. And nobody wants to hear about my day. We want to talk about Magic. So slow down, just for like 2 seconds. Just slow down. If you're going to buy singles anyway, go to MinMaxGames.com because they sponsor the channel, and they're a local game store. Duh. That wasn't meant to be an ad read, but it felt good to shoehorn one in there. You know what I'm saying? In all seriousness, you guys know I don't really shill. It's not really something I do here ever. But MinMax has been, not only have they done right by me, but they are just a game store that's for the community. So I don't mind shouting them out when I get the chance. So I don't mind giving them the shout out. Yes, if you have your own local game store, support them first. But some people don't have a local game store, and so if you don't, you might as well support one that's doing right by the community, always giving affordable prices and always focused on the player-first environment. The Mithril Coat. Yeah, these prices are wild, and we expected to see this. However, I think a more interesting conversation this morning, so again, this is all expected. I think a more interesting conversation is going to be the sealed product. So let's flip the script and let's take a look at the sealed product. Let's focus on price changes. Let's focus on sell-through rate. And I think this is going to be interesting. Now, I want to preface this conversation. Up to this point, not every store could sell boxes, right? If you were not approved on TCG Player for pre-sale or early sale or however that works, listen, I'm a player. I'm not a store. I don't necessarily know how all that works all the time, but those stores that were not approved for this are now able to put their boxes on TCG Player. It is a fascinating world that we live in, however, because TCG Player does not seem to be a tool that you would need to sell this set, right? You don't really need TCG Player. You think this set is popular enough locally to sell. However, we see TCG Player blown up and a ton of this product available on the popular site. So without further ado, let's check out what these prices are and what the number of listings and sell-through rate. Let's nitpick a little bit. All right, we're going to start with the collector case. Now, Magic the Gathering is weird. I did a Flesh and Blood video just yesterday on my other channel, at Trading Card Geeks, you can find me. And it's funny because there's games where you just have this case premium. And in Magic the Gathering, it doesn't seem like there's like this case premium. And yes, the case is insanely more expensive, especially when you consider the collector product, but people often don't seem to covet this. Like, listen, this price is not outrageous for the Magic the Gathering community. You can't tell me with a community this wide, people don't have this money available, and it just seems like people don't seem to go that route. Heck, I buy a bunch of stuff for the shelves. I put everything, I collect sealed product because I like the way it looks, and I have very few like full sealed cases of things because I just like to put the product on the shelves and check it out. So it's weird that there doesn't seem to be one, but this case is selling far more frequently than other cases we have seen. If you followed this channel for a while, you guys know that cases is not something that really pops up on most of the sales data. There's 6 or 7 total sold, but this one is kind of popping off, and it just goes to show, like, hey, we want this collector product and we want it hard. Like, if you're willing to buy a case and shell out that amount of money, you're over, $2,500, this is before tax and all that, then yes, you want to get your hands on this product. So it's wild to see the case going that route. A more affordable case, yes, is the set booster box case, but I don't think people have really turned on to set booster boxes yet. I think we're still so hyper focused on the collector product that we haven't noticed not only just the value but the fun to be had in the set booster box. So the set booster box case is selling again at a much higher rate than other sets that we've seen. We see a big gap, and this is more like what we're talking about. See 3, 4, a couple in 5, and we hit 6, and it's a couple. But as we get closer to release, boom, the amount of sales go through the roof. And frankly, there's not many people willing to sell a full case. Shipping a full case as a store is a little bit more difficult. So that's just something to consider when you think about the sealed product. But this is the big one. Here she goes. There she blows. 420. Nice. Cheers to each and every one of you out there in the live stream. MTG Captain, the pre-order prices are insane. Yes, Anubis, those sealed prices last 3 weeks. It's freaking insane. Vlad, yes. I thought Mount Doom was going to be a $30 card. I hope you did not spec super hard. Good luck to you. This is the big daddy of them all, the whale of the group, the great white whale, is the Universes Beyond Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth Collector Booster Box. And we see a little dip, a little mini dip, a little mini dippage here. And I must point out that is meant to happen. We expect that. 405. I cannot disclose store prices on the channel because I do get a sponsorship from a store, and I would not want to do that to them. But listen, stores are making money at this price point. They are making money, which I feel like I have to. That's a good thing. Our stores, our local game stores making money is a positive. We should be celebrating that. We are getting a product we enjoy that we are clearly willing to buy. As you could look right there at the numbers, we're willing to buy it, and the stores are making money. This is a win-win scenario, and it's all because it's a good set. Oh, sorry, rant over. Back to the Collector Booster Box. Collector Booster Box is going to be the most popular product for sure. Now, mind you, we looked at some of those other listings. There's only 76 listings of the Collector Booster Box on TCG Player. When you break down the sell-through rate, this thing is going. Let's see how far we have to go till we get out of yesterday. Okay. Look at all of these sales. And mind you, this is just for yesterday and as of 8 a.m. on release day morning. This is crazy. This is banana pants. The amount of sales, the amount of people out there engaging with this product is wild. I don't know that we've ever seen it. Ironically, we're seeing someone buy 6 instead of visit the sealed case, but this is a sale that will probably get wiped off. I can't imagine that these two are correct. You'll see this data fall off. If this is correct, like, wow, someone locking in some good pricing for their store and getting out. They said, hey, listen, I'm out. The future of this product is definitely one of the more volatile futures that we're going to see in Magic the Gathering this year. I wouldn't be surprised when the One Ring does get pulled to see a short-term downturn in this product, right? For in the short term, people are like, oh, One Ring's pulled. Every YouTube comment talking about how this box is valueless now. I'm out. Yes, I could see that happening. In the long term, I think the theme, the little collections people are building, the dwarven, human, and elvish soul rings, I think they, and the box topper carry this set. And listen, I just named, there are so many things, I actually just forgot a thing, the box topper. And if you don't think those things matter, I would respectfully disagree with your opinion. I don't think that's correct. But all in all, this set is selling like crazy. I cannot wait to update the sales data and track how much we've sold and get the final pre-release numbers. Make sure you're subbed. I will do that this week. I'll put out the video about final pre-release numbers. That is crazy. But it's time for some Lord of the Rings stories. I want to hear your favorite Lord of the Rings story so far in chat, and I am going to tell you mine. I gotta tell you, I was pumped for this set. And I told you, I bought a pack on my buddy's Whatnot stream. Shout out Dennis. Sold me a pack of Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth Collector. And I actually was lucky enough to be the first person on his stream to buy a pack. I got in there right away. I was the first one to click buy. I said, give me that pack. And I opened the worst pack in the entire box, in the entire stream. I opened a pack that had $6.50 worth of value in it. It was the worst pack I've ever seen. And I've watched a lot of box opening videos. This was by and far. And then everyone else on the stream pulled awesome fire. I was like, oh, I came in here to support a buddy. I just got dunked on. It was great. It was amazing. What is your guys' favorite Lord of the Rings moment so far as I interact with some of your chat? I want to know from you guys, and I want to take a second to look at what you're saying. And then finally, before we do all that, as you guys answer my question, I'm going to wrap up the poll. Let's see what our results were. The falling prices make you nervous. 86% of you say no. 13% of you do say yes. And listen, it's a legitimate concern, especially if you're an early adopter. If you buy these cards, if you think, oh my God, did I do the wrong thing? That sense of nervousness sets in. I understand that. But always remember, when you buy these products, you're paying a premium for the opening experience. I cannot stress that enough. You are paying a premium for the opening experience. You are never chasing down value. It will not work. As I said before, let me know your Lord of the Rings favorite stories in chat right now. I'm going to start reading some of these chats. MTG Captain Load Shedding. I don't know what that means. Hopefully I didn't say something bad. Am I excited for Commander Masters? Let's have a Commander Masters quick conversation 5 minutes after this. We'll have a 5-minute Commander Masters conversation. Yes, the pre-order prices are insane. JC, keep buying them and hoard them. Scarcity drives the prices up. There's probably too much product to hold all values, all seriousness. Yes, the Magic the Gathering community does not interact like indie trading card game communities, right? There is so many enthusiasts and so much product out there. It's hard for any regular person like you or me to make a dent in that market. It's extremely difficult. Shout out to me, though, for still buying every gilded foil charm that I can get my hands on. Let's see, do I still have those around here somewhere? Are they upstairs? I feel like I made a dent in that market. I had to buy, like, I think it's 100 copies of each. It was a wild couple days. Listen, when I decide I like something, it's dangerous, and that's why we got to talk about Commander Masters as well, but I want to go over and give you guys an update on the collection that I am buying and chasing down. And also, if you want to support the stream further, I believe super chats are open and channel memberships will be opening in the future. That will help support the channel. That is how we will be doing channel support going forward. You will have the opportunity to buy me a cup of coffee, hang out, maybe some exclusive videos. So if you guys want to engage with the channel that way, that will be open soon. But for now, I just like sitting around and having a good time with each and every one of you to start my morning. This is the best way to start my morning. I gotta be honest with you. Maptech says, I agree, MTG is in a good season, just not for collectors of the latest stuff and that gets reprinted. As a new player, I've enjoyed cracking packs, but I don't know that I'm wasting money for nostalgia. Ooh, I get to disagree, Mavtech7. This is a popular feeling amongst the community. I'm not saying your feeling is invalid, but I will tell you, I think Magic has reached a wonderful position in collectability, and I think we see that reflected in the vintage market. When people aren't engaging with the vintage market, it's not that people have decided to suddenly not collect their game for 6 months and then they go back to it. I think what's happening is they're scratching that itch from the current product between serialized cards and now Lord of the Rings offering a collectability of scene bundles, more serialized cards, non-serialized cards that are limited in print run, borderless foils that are going to be of favorite characters. I think people are scratching that collectability itch in the regular Magic product, and because of that, we're not reaching into the past to kind of get some of that collectability weight off of our chest. So that's my opinion. That's just what I make from the data that I look at. I could be way wrong. That's just how I feel about it. But MavTech, there is a probably majority of the community that feels the way you do, and I totally understand that. I just hope you're enjoying playing with some of the cards. Greg opened a box and pulled a Dwarven Ring. Let's go! What a pull. That's a great Lord of the Rings story. MTG Captain. Commander Mash is going to make my wallet cry. Yes. Yes. Keith Foster, the LGS owner, the only thing we sold out of was the starter deck. Listen, I think the starter deck is an awesome product. I still don't know what decks are in the starter product. Keith, if you're here still, let me know what decks are in the starter product. This set brought me to MTG. Huge Lord of the Rings fan. I did a set battle on Rip and Ship. First wave was Aragorn, who oh my gosh. Opening the collector boxes. Let's go. Strider, welcome to the community. I hope you enjoy the Lord of the Rings set. Hope you find a wonderful community to engage with. And then I hope you choose to engage with Magic after the Lord of the Rings set. See everything the game has to offer. But welcome. It is amazing that you're here. Shout out to Rip and Chip. Like, hey, listen, you're buying boxes on Rip and Chip. They're opening for you. That is a wonderful stream. I wish my voice sounded like that. Could we do like some voice modulation to make me sound just like smooth and awesome on YouTube? That would be cool. Devin, full set of foil charms to 1K. Let's go. Let's go, Devin. Stream goat. I try not to worry about value right now. As someone who's been collecting for 23 years, expensive cards might not hold their value, while perceived worthless cards may surprise us in 10 years. If you're collecting for instant return, good luck. JC, I feel you, and I feel like I can't slow roll this anymore, so let's transition this to a collection conversation, and I want to start this collection conversation by talking about my principles when it comes to collecting. When it comes to collecting Magic, I buy things that I think I would be happy to own, that are unique. Look no further than the gilded foil charms from Streets of New Capenna. I was on record saying, oh, hold on, let's get my boy. Where are you? You're my boy, Blue. I believe Streets of New Capenna was an undervalued set. I think this set was very good. I think it has a lot of playable cards, and I really enjoyed engaging with it. I liked the theme. To be honest, I liked everything about it. But the community did not agree, and most importantly, I like the gilded foil treatment. And the gilded foil treatment in my mind was like, oh, to replicate this, Wizards of the Coast is going to have to put in a lot of effort. Like, it's hard to replicate that foiling treatment. It's not just a matte foil where they change the sheet. It's a different printing process. And because of that, I said if I like the set and I think it's hard to replicate, I feel engaged enough to want to buy a bunch of these cards. Now, I don't follow the value of those cards for one specific reason. I really don't care. It makes me happy to own them. When I look and I can see them right here. I know where they are now. My giant stack of gilded foil cards is just standing tall. It makes me happy. I'm like, oh, that was such a fun thing to buy a bunch of. I will probably keep on the lookout for them, and I love seeing them. And one day, I'm going to put the 500 of them or whatever it is in a binder and then just bring it to an LGS and be the old guy where people flip through pages like, oh my God, what is this? And I go, yes, that is what that is. It is great. And in that vein, I decided to start another collection back in my early Magic the Gathering years. If you followed this stream or this channel, you know I talked a lot about the player rewards promos that you could get around the time I started playing, LGS Magic, as I called it. I don't want to call it competitive Magic, but I graduated from playing without the right rules at my kitchen tables to playing at the local game store multiple times a week. And mind you, this was before the time of Commander in my area. EDH was not a thing yet, so we played 60 card, standard or type 1, type 2, or just whatever card you wanted to put in a deck, open format Magic. And then people started to come in, and they were being rewarded through the DCI Player Rewards Program, and they were getting a bunch of these textless, full art cards that I thought were the coolest thing in the world. Heck, I built a Magnivore deck that I took to a GP when Magnivore was part of Standard. Magnivore, Eye of Nowhere, Boomerang, Stone Rain, demolish, land destruction, out-tempo you, swing Magnivore deck with big sorcery. It was wild. I took that to the local game store, and I got full art tidings just to put in that deck. And because of that, I started a collection. You guys on this channel are probably aware, I started collecting the old player rewards promos. So I wanted to get everything from that series. And I started this collection, and just as an update, we have a couple series completely complete. Now, if you see here, I don't have a top-down camera, which I should, but, you know, hey, maybe if the stream keeps going well, we'll buy a second camera. This Psychotog and this Hypnotic Spectre are the only cards in series P5 through P11 that have text on them. It is a wild, wild situation. So we are collecting cards just like this, and I think collections like this are important. Most of the cards in this collection, in this binder, cost me under $1. Save, you know, the lightning bolts, the damnations. Oh, hold on. Let's find the damnation, because shout out to Devin Mychan, Stream Goat, donated to help us fulfill our set of damnations. And if you look, 3 of them are in the individual wrapping that they came in. So I think collections like this are so much fun. I think that they will not, oh, there's those tidings I was talking about. This is something that I love having, that I love flipping through, and as I complete that collection, I am going to keep showing it off and keep it on me and be like, wow, this is something I enjoy. And that's the real meat and potatoes of collecting, right? It's something that you want to have, something you want to show off, something that when you open that binder and dig in and take a look, you are just brought this level of joy. If you, in my opinion, none of this is financial advice. I can't believe I still have to say that on this channel. Like, I don't make good financial decisions. Look around, look around you. Look around you. I don't make good financial decisions. Like, these things happen. But if you don't collect things that you enjoy and you collect to try to increase your value, you will not enjoy yourself. You will not have fun. And if you don't enjoy yourself, I gotta ask you, why are you doing it? There are much better ways. If you are trying to turn $1 into $10, there are better ways to try to go about that. But if you're not enjoying it, I would say get out of the collecting game and don't do something like this. When it comes to this, just as a final update, I am almost completely through P5 through P11. I almost have every single card. I have all the major ones. I have the Lightning Bolts, the Wrath of Gods, the Damnations, the Cryptic Commands. I have it all. Now it's time to dig into the past. There's some tokens, and most importantly, most terrifyingly, there are the foil wastelands, which are going for upwards of $300. So, ladies and gentlemen, wish me luck as I continue on that collection. I would encourage you to find something that speaks to you in the same way. I will say this collection will probably never be worth more than what I spend on it. It will probably never be worth more than the money that I put into it. But every time I open this binder, I got to tell you, I will be extremely happy. And I hope whatever you decide to collect will bring you that joy too. Let me know in the chat, what are you collecting? You guys are popping off in the chat right now. I'm going to take a second to jump back over and answer some of your chat questions as I take a sip of this coffee. And man, I feel like I talk way too much. I think this morning stream would be cool if I could have a guest on every now and again. Would you guys be interested in being guests on the morning stream, being like having a voice chat? I think you guys are trustable, right? You guys are trustworthy. That wouldn't go poorly. Mavtech, thanks for the Friday morning stream. Thanks for hanging out with us. Good morning. Strider, I opened my own box, but I did a set battle on. Oh, that's what. Okay, set battle. Did you win? Let me know. Not played Magic for 20 plus years. Really enjoyed your old content to build up the release. So keep up the great content, or your content on the build up to this release. Keep up the great content. Paul, thank you so much. Thanks for hanging out. Listen, that is such kind words. Vlad, sick binder. It's just expensive binder doesn't impress me. You cool collection does. Thank you, Vlad. Like, listen, as I complete it, I will keep posting on this channel in the community tab. I will do videos on it. When it's probably done, I'll probably do like a whole video on it, like an actual edited expose on the video. So 100%. My main value is enjoyment of playing. Collecting values a distance. Like, yes, 100%. I wish I could get out to the LGS more, but as a brand new father of not quite 9 months old, still 8 months, not quite 9 months old, then, you know, I can't get out there as much. So unfortunately for me, I wish I could. Lord is collectible because I love the IP books. Like, yes, that's the driving factor for Lord of the Rings. And Lord of the Rings deserves massive credit there. Wizards of the Coast deserves massive. There's there's a way to get people to hate me, it's this. Wizards of the Coast deserves massive credit here. They just do. They just deserve credit. Like, that's how this works. Because they made this call. They printed the cards. They put up the theme. They actually brought in modern grinders to try to help them balance the set. Like, they did a lot of work when it comes to this product. They deserve credit for this product. It's an amazing experience. I think this is great. Congrats to the baby. Happy Father's Day. Thank you. Like I said, 8 months ago, and as far as the baby goes, my wife did most of the work. She had the baby. I just held and changed the baby. It was very... My daughter, our very first interaction, this is... Oh, God, way to make people go away. My very first interaction with my daughter is she pooped on me. So it was amazing. Josh Smith, welcome to the stream. We talked about Lord of the Rings. We talked about singles. We talked about the sealed box prices and what it's doing on release day. Spoiler alert, it's wild out there, but that was expected. There's no reason to go crazy. And also Josh Smith, fantastic first name. Going places. Like, that first name, best first name you can have. Don't at me. Good morning. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. I feel like nonstop talking. And then we've got a lively Commander Masters discussion to have. Let's make sure we don't have a poll going. And if we don't, let's get one going. I want to know how you're feeling about Commander Masters. These polls, like, I feel like I just don't interact when I make these polls. It's awkward. This is awkward. This right here, this is awkward. But the poll is coming. Don't you wait. All right, so I want to know how you're feeling about Commander Masters. You're feeling great, bring it on. You're concerned, very concerned. Or the opinion has not changed at all. While you guys answer that, I will drink some coffee. Let's read some chat messages. JC, I love your optimism on this channel. There's so much negativity in a lot of other channels. There's always a bummer to watch your channels. Like, thank you so much. And listen, I'm not just a blind shill channel. I have made videos where I don't agree with things, and I've been very open about that. But I do try to take the approach, and I did this through any indie TCG that I covered, and I will continue to do this for Magic the Gathering. I have the luxury of not having to sell this product. I don't. I'm not a store. I'm one of you. I sit on the other side of the counter. I buy collections, cards, and boxes, and I play the game. Like, that's where I get to sit. And I'm fortunate in that because I get to then look at things through a different lens and enjoy them in a different light. And I want to make that obvious on YouTube. I do think that other people that have YouTube channels that take my seat often find themselves in a... Well, all the stores are feeling this way about it, and that seems to be the vocal community majority, so that's kind of the lane I'm going to take. I don't want to be that. I want to say there's always something that we can enjoy, and hey, if we use the sales data to become better consumers and know what the community is buying, what they're not buying, what people are engaging in and what they're not, I think we can more effectively engage in only the products that matter to us, right? I think as we adapt that and become more educated and just know what's going on behind the scenes, we can bring some of that joy back. So JC, I know this is a long rant, but that is something that I really want to bring to this channel, and it's a mission of mine, so I love that you just said that. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Term wallet fatigue is going to be thrown around a lot during this release. Josh, we're going to talk, the term wallet fatigue is going to be thrown around a lot in the little last rant of this stream right here. So, buckle up. Buckle up. Jeweled Lotus isn't a draw for me. Yeah, like, listen. Okay, Keith. Keith, you let your distributors know you don't want any Commander Masters? I'm of the position this set's gonna still sell. That's wild. You have to stop back by and let us know how that goes. Like, we have to know that. Like, listen, I don't pretend to know more about the LGS than you do. You are the expert in that arena. I'm just fascinated to know how that goes. I gotta know. Chris D'Amato, makes me feel good not to be a Commander player. Like, listen, I played a game of Commander just the other week, and I scratched the itch. I felt good. I enjoyed myself. I will admit, I got to play a game. I got to play a game of Commander. I remembered why it's so different, especially now, than regular, you know, one-on-one 60-card standard, historic, pioneer, any kind of arena thing you might play. MTGO, it's different, and I got to remind myself of that. But I'll admit, I had fun. Josh Smith, if I dialed back on buying Modern Seal and started collecting more out-of-print sets, that's totally an option. I don't think it's going to... Out-of-print sets are going to be weird in the coming years because of just the number of sets printed and how some of these sets are so valid and some are just so not. So that's going to be wild to watch. Thanks for sharing, Josh. Have you seen the Lord of the Rings holiday? Yes, Paul, I did a whole video on the Lord of the Rings holiday release when it was first announced. I will talk about it more on this channel as Lord of the Rings grows. I don't want to be way too early, and when you speculate too much with not enough information, people then go back a month later and be like, this channel sucks. They just told us they're gonna do this. It's like, buddy, like I made this video like a month ago. Like we didn't know that then. I try to be very clear, but I don't like that headache. So often I wait for a little bit of information, and then I'm also more informed too. I don't like to go on and be uninformed. When I speculate, I like to be very clear that I'm speculating, right? I think they're gonna have some bomb reprints in Commander Master. Like, oh, they better. Marty, tuning in live from California. Cheers. Good morning. It's extra early for you, Marty. Good morning. Andrew Lopez, Commander Master is gonna fall hard. My Commander play group is only buying singles. 4 set box is just ridiculous. I think the set box is cheaper. We'll talk about that in a second. But listen, I think the Commander's identity has changed, and that's a big portion of why I'm a little bit bullish. The one person who's pre-ordering Commander Master's Collector Display canceled when he found out the 4 packs, not 12. Yeah, it's 4 packs, but Commander is nice. Like, listen, we're just gonna have to jump into the Commander discussion right now. We have to talk about Commander Masters. Like, it's weird that we live in a world where you can't talk about Lord of the Rings without talking about Commander Masters, but the two are so close to one another that it just, in my opinion, doesn't make sense. Now, Commander Masters is, I guess, looking to capitalize on the hype of Magic the Gathering, but it is going to follow what is probably the best-selling and most popular set of all time. And you guys know on this channel, we will track the data from TCG Player. We will track the Commander Masters sealed product sales, and I think I have to include Commander decks in that. Like, there's no way for Commander Masters I can't not track Commander decks. But with all this being said, it is coming off the tail of the most successful Magic set we've ever tracked, and the idea that people are willing to spend all of this money on Lord of the Rings and then pivot into an ultra premium product that does command an extremely high price point is something I don't know if I completely believe yet. Commander Masters set boxes are currently going, I think, in the high 300s, and the collector box, which is, as Keith in the chat pointed out, is only 4 packs, is going in the mid 200s. So all of this does beg the question, like, Lord of the Rings feels like a Commander product, and Commander Masters feels like a premium Commander product. Having those two products back to back could cause some controversy, and is that controversy related solely to the price, or is there something else? Well, before we talk about price, I think it's important that we discuss Commander's changed, and I've said it a couple times on this channel, and if you're here on this live stream, you get to have this conversation with me live, but I think the Commander community is different than it was 5, 6, even 7 years ago. I think the Commander community no longer has 1 or 2 decks. This is my theory, has 1, 2, or even 3 decks, and is constantly looking for upgrades or expensive cards to add to those decks. I think Wizards of the Coast, by constantly releasing every set for Commander, more, has shifted the Commander community to no longer care maybe about the insane power level of their Commander, but rather care about, like, ooh, I want to try this playstyle or this Commander out. Ooh, I want to try this set's theme or this set's mechanic out. Ooh, I want to try this out. And because of that, we see the Commander community constantly boasting, I don't have 1 Commander deck. I don't have 2 Commander decks. I have 12. I have 18. I have 27 Commander decks. We see that all over the place. And that's because with so many products and so many different shifts in playstyle, those players are excited. They're excited to try and build new things. But because of this, something has to give. We don't have unlimited time and we don't have unlimited money. And most players then, in my opinion, are sacrificing the whole power up my Commander deck, buy expensive cards to make sure my mana base goes more smoothly, and is instead saying, I'll play this 1 or 2 times and then I'm kind of on to the next thing, and then I put that Commander deck on the shelf. And because of this, a set like Commander Masters feels like it's in a weird spot to me. Commander Masters promises powerful reprints and insane treatments of cards that will boost the power of your Commander deck. But I think this is not a priority within that community. Now, that just goes to say that that doesn't mean this set will or won't sell well. At the right price point, any Commander player, I assume, would want new tools and more powerful tools for their deck. It's just not something that they will often go out of their way to find because, frankly, in my opinion, they're busy building the next thing or getting excited about the next set. Now, the weirdness here comes with a couple unknowns. We don't know what the crazy chases are. We do assume that the crazy chases are the full art foils that we have seen shown off at, I think it was an SCG con. We got to see an Dragon and a Jeweled Lotus. And these jump out, blast off, fly at your face foils are extremely pretty. They're gorgeous cards. But is that enough? Historically, just a gorgeous card has not been enough to make you want to engage with the set as an enthusiast. We've moved on. We want serialized cards. We want something that feels collectible. Heck, part of that's Wizards' fault for printing collector product into the ground. It's hard to collect when there's a trillion of it out there. Knowing the number is something we covet. So I really think Commander Masters is in a weird spot outside of the price point, but it's important to look at the price point. And while we do that, it's important to welcome Clay Gilman to the chat. Your first message this morning. Good morning, Clay. Happy Friday. It's time to take a look at Commander Masters prices. So let's pop over here to TCG Player, where we like to track all the sold listings. Now, to be clear, I haven't started tracking the sold listings of Commander Masters on TCG Player yet. I still think it's a bit too early, but I think this week is when I will fire up the new sheet. And oh, spoiler alert for those that don't know. Let's see. I can't show it to you. I am working on moving all of the spreadsheet data, all of the sales data, everything to a website that you will be able to visit, and everyone will be able to see all of that sales data. And actually, I will have moderators and administrators to help me gather some of that sales data. It will all be at your fingertips at all times. If you're on the stream, you get information about that. It's going to be wild. But anyway, Commander Masters time. Let's take a look at these price points and how some of them are selling. The big one is the set booster box. This is the thing that I ranted about on announcement that made me, it made me angry. I'll be honest. I feel bad. JC is still in the chat talking about my positivity. This one did make me a bit angry. The Commander Master set booster box being at such a high price felt like a miss, because this is something, the set booster box is something that it's always felt like it's for the every enthusiast, right? It's for the every person to engage with the set and for people who like cracking packs. Heck, Project Booster Fund boasted this thing as like, this is for cracking packs, you can use it for this. And I was excited about it. But at $368 and at the assumed at the time of the release $500, it does not seem like it should be, something that we chase after for every human being. Now, there's a caveat here. We don't know what's in the list slot, and these prices are coming down. Heck, the sell-through rate, I mean, again, it's way too early, but it's like, it's not great. It's looking a little aftermathy, if you will. But the list slot and whatever these special versions of cards that you can find in this product are the big unknowns that could still drop on this community. If the list slot goes bonkers, and there's some theories about the reprint of the reserve list on the list slot. I don't subscribe to that, but if you do, this could completely go bonkers and go insane, and would just, this would be a meteor on the Magic landscape. It would change how we view the game forever. Like, it would change the landscape forever. But let's not get too far down that rabbit hole, because we don't know. At its current iteration, what we do know about the product is it's not going to be great. Now, the collector box, I don't think, is much better, because it leans on what we talked about. It leans on special versions of cards that are not serialized, that are just different arts, and listen, they look premium. The special versions of these cards look insane. They are so good. But historically, that's not something we've liked. Again, I've said it, I pull it out. This is the second time in the stream. Like, Streets of New Capenna box, off the shelf, twice in one stream. The gilded foils in sets like this, I think, are insane. They look so good. But as a community, no matter how playable the cards are, no matter how good they look, we didn't necessarily take to them as something we want to mass open boxes to try to chase down. Needless to say, I'm a bit skeptical. The 4 packs per box, switching up the collector product is not something I enjoy, because I think 4 packs per box is going to get some players who are like, oh, I'm getting 12 packs. They buy the box, they get home, they're like, not great. Like, whoops. So, I don't know. That's a weird one. With the draft booster box, I think this product does extremely well. Now, look no further than Battle of Baldur's Gate, Commander Legends. I think this product does well, and I think this is the least affected by the amount of people spending their money on Lord of the Rings. And the reason is this box has a purpose. It can be played. It's not just for cracking packs. It's not just for booster fun. It can be played. And Battle for Baldur's Gate was a draft set that was extremely popular. Heck, going down to MinMax games, I'm told all the time, hey, you bash on Baldur's Gate, but no, we buy a draft box every week and we play because the draft format is that much fun. So I do have to say, this product, in my opinion, has a chance to be really, really cool. But my thoughts on Commander Masters really haven't wavered. I'm worried about the Commander community and how we've taught Commander players, or not we, how Wizards of the Coast has taught Commander players to engage with Commander as like, it feels like it's going to be a shift, for a momentary shift in theory and in engagement. I wonder how our community is going to take that. But I want to hear from you guys in the chat. You guys are just like me. You're going to be the ones buying the product. I've openly said I don't think I'll be buying a set box for this, even for opening on the channel. Again, all of this changes if the list slot's bonkers, but I don't know. I can't see myself doing it. I want to know, though, if you haven't yet, I will give you one more minute. You have one more minute to vote in the poll before we end the stream and talk about some stuff. We have one more surprise in the stream, as we do at the end of every stream. We got one more quick surprise, so vote in this poll really quick. I am going to end it here in just a couple seconds. I want to catch up on some chat. And Drew Lopez says, unfortunately, the price is the main point where we know whales will open, singles will be available. Listen, the singles of this are going to do extremely well, in my opinion. Rob, I am a player, not a collector. I would like to just buy the cheapest version. That's great. Magic does a great job of that. Everyone complains about the millions of versions, and it's even hard for me to track down. But the millions of versions do cause some of these cards to be extremely affordable, and that, in my opinion, is a massive win, right? So I am all for the fact that some of these cards are going to be extremely affordable. Keith Foster in Canada, the online store is doing pre-orders at $584.95. Woo, 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 woo. Falcor, I don't know why your message keeps being retracted, but I don't know. If you're saying something wild, I don't know what it is. Sorry, I don't know what's going on here. MTG Captain, how much do you think a single drafter set booster pack will cost for Commander Master? I don't know, man. Let's see. We got here collector booster pack 66, set booster pack 20, draft 19. So that's crazy. I think I commented somewhere where I still think Commander Master is going to be the OG Double Masters money reprints. I agree. So I agree, ND, but remember, Commander only requires a one of, right? The format that they're supporting only requires you to have one of every single card. So if you're reprinting crazy expensive reprints, there are going to be plenty to go around. So the question becomes, are we opening boxes? Falcor just saying, I normally watch you late at 2x speed. Watching you live at normal speed is odd. You get a big shout out for being able to watch me at 2x speed, because I've been told I talk way too quickly. So shout out. Let's go. Where do we donate? Okay. Thomas Bryant, you're the homie. You have supported the channel and me personally through a litany of endeavors. I said at the beginning of the stream that I got spit up on this morning. It happens. I have a daughter. She's icky. She's got snots. She's got spits. Leave my wardrobe alone, okay? I also, you know what? We'll do it at the end of the stream too. I need a haircut too. But like every normal adult that needs a haircut, I'm just going to wear a hat for a couple days, because who's got time for that shit? Like, seriously. I love you, Thomas. Thanks for stopping by, the homie. And as we end every stream, we will do it here. We are going to go check the first couple minutes of the May the Zoo Be With You podcast over on Kitchen Table TCG. It is where you can find me every single Friday. Every Friday, without fail. I hang out with these bozos. We talk Magic the Gathering content and indie trading card games. I will put a link in the chat right now first, let's end this poll. Let's see where we're at. I will put a link in this chat as we see. Ooh, some people are very concerned. It's a good split. It's a good split here. I like the fact that there are a lot of unknowns when it comes to Commander Masters. I think you guys are going to have to tell me how you feel about it more often than ever. Like, it's something that I will have lots of opinions on, but I will definitely want to lean on the hardcore and ingrained Commander enthusiast. But let's take a look. Rob, thanks for hanging out. Let's watch the first couple minutes. The live stream can be found in a link that I will link after this. I need a producer. That's really what this boils down to, is I need a producer, right? That's what we're gonna go with, the fact that I need a producer. Who would have known that it would be a mainstream TCG that kills your store and channel? Oh, let's go to the intro and let's check out May the Zoo Be With You. Who would have known that it would be a mainstream TCG that kills your store and channel?
The odds of that were incredible.
That was not on the betting sheet. That one was the underdog. Oh, of course. So he used my roast. He used my roast in the intro.
Let's go.
He used my roast, but he killed me this episode. It was brutal.
Welcome to May the Zoo Be With
We
You.
talk about
America's
a
most
lot of
burnt
fun stuff in this
toast.
episode. I think you guys should make sure to go over there and tune in. Here is a link to the stream if you guys want to check it out. Thank you so much for hanging out. I actually have to get to my 9 to 5. I gotta go work, but this is the best way to start my morning. I appreciate each and every one of you guys so much. Until next time, you guys know me. My name is Josh. Shout out to the stream goats. Shout out to the OG. Shout out to Thomas. Shout out to Devin. I appreciate all of you guys for hanging out, and anyone else who hangs out every single week. Much love. We will see you guys soon. Goodbye.